Hi, this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems, and in this video I'm going to walk you through security in SideKick 365 CRM. Now SideKick 365 CRM supports the idea of allowing users to set up different sales groups. Let's take a look. In this list of opportunities I can see salespeople Alan Steiner and Amy Adams, and I'm logged in as Alan Steiner in this instance. Over here in this instance of SideKick 365 CRM, I see all of the opportunities for Brad and Jessica except this one that Alan owns. Let's open that up and take a look. Why do I see just that one opportunity while the other ones are filtered out? Well, the reason is that I did not assign a security profile to this opportunity. So the first point is, if you do not assign a security profile to an account, an opportunity, or a project, everyone can see it. Okay? But if you do assign a security permission to an opportunity, an account, or a project, only people with permission to that security profile can see it or search for it. So let's look at this one. I notice that Jessica owns this opportunity. Let's open it up. Now when I open up this opportunity, I will see it has a Brad S profile. And I know that that Brad S profile has the following users in it. It has Brad and Jessica as contributors and a few other people as readers. But Alan is not a part of that. So whenever Alan comes in and tries to look at opportunity 829, if I sort this, what I'm going to find out is that 829 does not show up. Do you see? Because Alan does not have permission to see anything with the Brad S profile. So let's dig in a little bit and see how these profiles work. The first thing is I'm logged into the SharePoint site holding SideKick as an admin. And I'm looking at the groups associated with that site. I've got Alan as contribute, Alan as read. If I open it up, I can see this SharePoint group and who's in it. It has these three people in it. These are the contributors. Okay. Let's look at the Brad ones. The Brad contributors have Brad, Dave, and Jessica, but no Alan or Amy. So that's the first thing to notice is there's these two groups. There's a Brad S contribute and a Brad S read. These are SharePoint groups. Now these groups can hold Office 365 groups. So if I type in a group name like Dave C, which I know is a group, there's actually a AAD group called Dave C Edit and Dave C Read. Let's take a look at those. See if I can see those. So up here in the Office 365 Admin Center, I can see I've got some security groups set up in Azure Active Directory. And I can use those within my SharePoint settings in setting up my SharePoint groups. Important rule here though is that a SharePoint group cannot hold another SharePoint group. This is a SharePoint group. So if you want to use groups, create them at the Office 365 group settings, and then you can use them here with no problem. Now let's go in and take a look at how these are used within the app. So give me a second while I come back, and I'll just show you that those settings were right here in the site settings, site permissions. And I set up all those groups. There's 4 of them here. Okay? Let's go back. And we're going to go and open up SideKick 365 as an admin because I want to show you these settings in action. So let's go take a look. So when I come in here, I go to my profiles page. And in my profiles module, I have 2 different profiles set up. I have a Brad S profile and an Alan S profile. And the read group is the Brad S read and the Alan S read. You can read this as well. These are the SharePoint groups I was just showing you. And so what happens is that when you create an item, whether it's a project, an account, or an opportunity, and you assign that permission, that group, only the people with access to those groups can see it. So here I'm an admin, I can see everything. right? I'm on the accounts page. Let's go to opportunities. And if you remember, I was part of the contribute group on both the Brad S contribute and the Alan S contribute. And see, I see Jessica, Brad, Amy, Alan, Jessica, Brad, etc. But if I come in as Alan, what I'll notice is I only see ones that belong to Alan and Amy. I don't see the Brad. And if I come in as Brad, I only see the items that are belonging to Jessica, Brad, or have not been assigned a security profile. So that's it. That's how it works. And this is incredibly powerful because what happens is these permissions also work in the dashboard. So if you don't have access to that item in SharePoint, it won't show up on the dashboard. And it won't show up in the Power App CRM mobile version. So you won't see it on your phone either. So these permissions will work across the different apps, whether it's a Power BI template, a Power App, or the SideKick 365 CRM in the browser here. Same thing going with flows. If you try and access something with a flow that you don't have permissions to, it won't work. So a very, very powerful concept, because what this lets you do is set up sales groups. You can set up sales districts. You can set up sales based on product lines. And you can set up sales executives that can see across different profiles. Remember, I'm one of those people that can do that just by putting me into that profile group. I can come back in, make sure I'm in the right one here. It looks like this is the right one. And if I was to go into my profiles, and if I had an executive that I wanted to set up, I could add them into the, let's say, the read group if you want them just to read, or the contribute group. And you do that through the settings in the site that holds SideKick 365 CRM. So we have a lot more of information about this, but this was a good overview of how security works in SideKick 365 CRM. And you can watch this video a couple times to pick up the little differences. So just to recap a couple of tips. One is, if you want to use groups within the read and the contribute SharePoint groups that you set up, use AAD for that. If you wanted to assign permissions and let other people view the information while assigning security, make sure to add them to the contribute or the read group. And contributors can obviously edit information and delete information, but they can't delete lists, while readers can only read. Okay, I hope that was clear. This is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems, showing you one of the more powerful features of SideKick 365 CRM. If you have questions, you can email us at info@skylightsystems.com, and that's SKYLITESYSTEMS.com. Info@Skylight Systems. We'll get right back to you. Thank you.